Hi, check this out. Cause this video, I seen it on social media, and it is just crazy. So you can see on the top right there, it says Brittany Renner calls out Pearl Davis for her white privilege, and Pearl walks out. All right, so let's just check this out.
Called panel pull outs. Pull out. I see what we did there. So each host will pull something from the internet or socials that they would like to address with that specific host. Sounds a little messy. We're gonna start with Pearl.
Sounds so messy.
We're gonna start with Pearl.
I'm first?
Yes. I mean, yeah, first, yeah.
Okay, so I saw something that you retweeted, Brittany. And it was something about it was something about female intuition.
Okay.
And I just don't think female intuition exists. I think female intuition is terrible.
I think it's terrible in what way?
We make terrible choices as women. So people will always say, "Oh, my female intuition, I knew because of my female intuition." And yeah, I don't think it's really a thing.
Well, intuition, just simply put, is heightened awareness. And so it stems from when women were at home with children and had to be tuned into what was going on. So intuition doesn't just stop at children, it's across the board. So if you aren't tuned into your intuition, that's a you thing.
No. I just look at the choices we make, you know.
We are you.
We as women. I mean,
let's think about you. What kind of choices do you make?
Look at.
What kind of choices do you make?
Okay, what kind of choices do you make, Brittany?
All right, so before they continue, I would like to hear from you guys. Do you think female intuition is something that actually exists? Does it actually exist? Please put it down in the comment section down below before we continue. But let's proceed, y'all.
You're the one we're talking. You're saying that females don't make good choices.
Well, look we own the majority. I have no debt, right? But women in general.
That's because you're from a rich family, girl. Congratulations, girl. You're from a rich family, so what are you talking about having no debt, girl?
Women in general have a
congratulations. Like you don't get a fish don't get applauded for swimming.
I'm lucky. That's why I said I'm lucky.
Okay, so for you, so why lead with that? So why lead with that? So why lead with that?
You asked for an example, and I'm going to give it to you. Do you want me to start?
Girl, okay. Let me tell you what
let's talk about
what we're not gonna do, because you have a history of doing this. Because I'm familiar with you. Okay. Girl, what you like to do is you like to say these really stupid fucking comments, right? And then so what you do, then you like sit back and then you're like, you think you're so smart, you have this fucking smug ass look on your face, and then you're waiting for someone to give you that like emotional, like passionate response. So then you can sit there and be super dismissive and really kind of just gaslight. And I don't know, as a female,
gaslight.
No. Yeah, do you know what that word means?
You guys use it for everything.
You guys.
Go ahead.
Okay, you know what's funny about using you guys is seriously, it kind of feels like the only thing that is actually feminine about you is that you have a vagina.
Okay.
Because I feel like, there's like a man on the panel.
Okay, and what's feminine about you, Brittany?
Everything is feminine about me.
Oh, come on. Like, I'm not trying to go personal here. So I don't know why you're trying to make this personal.
No, you made it personal when you led with, hey, I don't have any debt.
I don't know.
As if that's a flex because your parents have money.
You asked
What have you actually earned for yourself?
Brittany, you asked me. I'm saying in general, women own the majority of debt. We don't make great choices. Girl. If you look at who we pick, let's look at romantic decisions. Women don't make very good romantic decisions in general.
I think there's a point that needs to be made, though, and that's the fact that what I heard Brittany say earlier was she's talking about people who have there's a deep heightened intuition, and I think where the conversation is splitting is the fact that you're actually talking about people who don't have that, who have it turned off, who are disconnected
like her.
From their intuition, who don't make poor decisions. We make poor decisions. Like when we actually go down to the root of why it is that we make these poor decisions, there's layers and layers and layers and layers to it. And more of it is going to come from just like the science and backing that you kind of put into collective bundles that ultimately just come from who? The white man that you were raised by. So when it comes,
that's the reason that she doesn't have any debt.
I'm just saying.
You asked
understanding that's not there.
You asked
There's
for
So
an
that's not
example.
you making a decision.
But,
That's you being
okay,
born
okay,
into white
okay,
privilege, and we
okay.
need you to acknowledge that. So
Okay,
that's
what
not
are
a
you-
decision that you made. That is
This
the
is
way
so-
you came into this. And honestly,
Right, it was given.
girl, you're a family of like 9 or 10. Like all that's how your dad set you up. So there are things that you genuinely did not have to experience.
Right.
You don't fucking know. You get to
Okay,
sit there
okay,
again,
but
smug as
but I
fuck.
think
So
it's
you
a
don't
question.
you haven't even had to make any decisions. You're the
Right,
same
right,
person.
right.
You are the same person that the last time I saw
Brittany,
you accidentally shut the fuck
Brittany,
up.
why
Shut
are
the
you
fuck up
yelling
when I'm
at me?
talking. And you get to go. You're the same
Wow.
person who accidentally spent $50,000 and your dad was able to pay it off on your credit card. Yes, you did when you
I didn't actually
You're the one who said an
spend
accident. I spent over my
50.
limit.
Can
That's
I
what you
50?
said.
Can I-
That's what you said. So again, an
50,000?
unreal. That's what
What
you
are you-
said.
Can I say
That's what
something
you
really quick?
said.
Talking about?
Can I
The last time that I saw you. Yeah. So again, we're going back to
What's he
you.
gonna say?
Your
Talking about?
girl. What the shit that comes? That's what I'm saying. The shit
What
that comes
are
out of
you-
your mouth. You
what
do.
are
You
you-
literally just say whatever.
What are you-
Shit
why are you getting so
spews
mad
out-
over-
because
Okay,
honestly,
Brittany,
you're fucking
Brittany,
delusional.
Brittany.
No, stop. Don't Brittany. Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
need Brittany.
I do think there's one thing. I think there's one thing that we have to say.
If you're gonna yell at me, I'm not gonna do the show. Like you don't have to. You don't have to scream at me. That's so disrespectful. You know, I'm not here to get like that's.
Wow, 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 wow. This is so crazy to me. Hey, what did you guys think about that interaction? Before I dive in, I actually want to show you guys one more thing, all right? Because this is the same exact video. And notice what it says here, right? It says, someone please just pick Pearl already. All right, now this is from a woman called Yoshi Brand. All right, there's another woman by the name of Marlex Nat Aldana. Everyone talking about Brittany screaming, but no one talking about the Pearl constantly interrupting. Pearl constantly interrupting. Interesting. Then you have a dude saying Pearl looks like Tom Petty. Okay. Another woman, MK, Pearl always be interrupting. Lolita, but no one's ever picked Pearl.
You have to stop. Y'all keep talking. Huh? You keep talking, man. And you shut the fuck up.
Layla May, Brittany 8. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. So you can see the overarching theme here is that people are siding. People, majority of women, except for the exception of that Eddie guy, who I'm not gonna lie, I think he probably is a little bit sweet his damn self. But you have a bunch of women here attacking Pearl when all Pearl said is does she don't believe that female intuition exists. Now I asked you guys to chime in earlier in the conversation, but I'm gonna finally put my 2 cents in. I don't think it exists. I don't. I don't. Maybe at some point in time, if you want to use that word, maybe women were in tune with their children's safety. But if that was the case, I think that is a art, that's a skill that is totally far gone in this day, time, and hour. And I know many people are probably gonna hate me. People, majority probably women, are probably gonna hate me for saying this, but I'm gonna just keep it a buck. That is a skill that is totally far distant in the past at this present time. Because can you guys imagine the world that we live in, where we have a bunch of men who are literally effeminate, and a lot of them are being raised by single moms? That's just a fact. This is not me trying to make women look bad. This is literally the statistics. This is literally the statistics, y'all. I mean, a lot of the issues that are plaguing men today stem from being raised in single mother homes. That's just a fact. What I don't understand is how in the world did Brittany Renner make this about white privilege? It's really sad that black people always have to use the race card when all she was talking about was intuition. Pearl brought up another fact, right? How a lot of women, they actually have majority of the debt. That is another fact. That's a statistical fact. The fact that Brittany Renner is mad about this, I mean, so you mad about the facts? Here's the thing, right? So I think what it is that people like to use the race card because it somehow gives them what they believe is a justifiable excuse. But there is no excuse. You see, none of us get to choose what household we are born into, but everyone can choose their spending habits. Now, again, you might say, "Oh, that's easy for you to say." No, it's not easy for me to say. I mean, you're talking to somebody who grew up in a household with immigrant parents and they struggled just like anybody else and they still had to make a living for themselves. What is your excuse? You see, don't blame Pearl's parents, you know, because they did what they had to do, what they were supposed to do as parents. I mean, what parent is going to purposely not set up their child for success? What world do we live in that we are literally blaming parents because they did the right thing by setting their children up for success? Oh, because that's white privilege. No, it's not white privilege. You see, your scope, your reality is very limited. Do you know how many black people have parents that have done the same thing for them? I mean, I grew up knowing a lot of black people, a lot of black families who are well off. No debt, live in a nice home. I know many black parents that did that for their children. No, no, no. So let me guess, you're gonna ignore those black people and you're gonna only focus on the black people that made the poor decisions and you're gonna blame it on race. You're pathetic. This whole conversation is pathetic. And here's the thing, right? I don't even agree with everything Pearl has to say, but on this situation, she's absolutely right. And this is the biggest thing for me, right? This is the biggest thing for me. Pearl, from my understanding, I don't know these other girls except for Brittany, but from my understanding, Pearl is the only one that actually had a viable social media presence. Now, Brittany Renner was known, but she was known for dotting it up, for tooting it up. That's what she was known for. She was known for tooting it up. She wasn't known for actually building the actual social media platform like YouTube, especially to the point of where it's in the millions. No, Pearl did that. So Pearl, through her resources, actually did a show with these other women on the panel. Now, if you don't like Pearl, why in the world are you working with her? I would never choose to work with somebody that I don't fuck with like that. But yeah, here you are, you in the same panel with somebody who it seems based off the way you're talking, you can't stand their guts. I mean, you said everything that comes out of her mouth is always shit and all this stuff. So why are you working with her? Do you know how disrespectful it is for you to constantly berate your partner? And then this was the sad thing, right? She tries to blame Pearl for not being feminine. What was feminine? Please, can somebody show me what was feminine in her approach to constantly degrade Pearl? Put her information. I mean, nobody needs to know that whole 50,000, if that's even true, by the way. If that's even true. Nobody had to know her personal business. It sounded like this is something that Pearl probably spoke to her in confidence, and because she's so butthurt, because of the bad choices and decisions that she made in times past. I mean, she was the one, I believe, if I recall, she got pregnant by some young, what was it, basketball player? Was that what is that what it is? Like she she had sex with some teenage basketball player, got knocked up, and that basketball player did not want her. He did not want her. Interesting. Interesting. Again, hence why I said this tuition stuff, it doesn't seem to be working out too well for some of these women. But because Pearl called that out, that's why Brittany Renner is butthurt. That's why she's butthurt. And the fact that she berated her own partner on the panel, I totally understand why Pearl walked off and said, "Nah, you don't gotta talk to me that way. You don't gotta raise your voice at me like I'm some little child." And this happens all the time, by the way. I don't understand the nerve of people. Like, people literally just talk so carelessly to people that are actually helping them out as if they're your child. No, no, no. If you didn't like that individual, you should have never worked with them. I don't know. This is, from what I understand, let me see. It says it's 2 weeks ago. So I don't know. I don't keep up with all this drama stuff with these girls. I just watched this video because it was trending. So I said, hey, let me put my 2 cents on it. But again, knowing Pearl from times past, she seems like someone who, again, not everything she says is right, but not everything she says is wrong. And I think a lot of people are trying to attack her because her strong red pill stance. I don't know if she's still trying to adopt that mindset, especially with all the heat that the red pill community is getting. But nonetheless, Pearl definitely conducted herself way more feminine than Brittany Renner. That's just a fact. That's just a straight up fact. That's just a straight up fact. She conducted herself way more feminine than Brittany Renner. With all the screaming and hollering, that's feminine. Maybe I'm tripping, y'all. Let me know in the comment section down below. But anyway, with that being said, Nick over and out. The message sent. Jesus is king, y'all.